Am I going yet? All right, I think I'm going now. Yeah, I'm going. All right. Man, I'm sorry, but YouTube's giving me a hassle here. Okay, I got a viewer, so you can see me. All right, I'm gonna eat. All right, man. Shut this off. All right. Once again, I'm live. All right. I just wanted to show an update. Here, with some of this artwork I'm working on. There he is in the suit. Look at the suit I've got right here. He's got machine guns on it. It's pretty bad. He's got the clawed hand. Look at his helmet. You can't even tell like he's human. He's like looking down. You can see like the armored plate right there. See like the little camera bubble lens right there. So I just want to show you. Basically, it's coming along. So it opens up. Oh, by the way, I gotta say all this again. I'm a Christian. I'm an independent comic book artist trying to go around the mainstream, all the gatekeepers in comic books. I can't seem to get my foot in the door, and I'm doing content that I think people don't want to get out there. Maybe I'm paranoid, but I want to deal with shape-shifting. I want to deal with reptilians. I want to deal with flat Earth. I want to deal with like monsters and cryptids and corruption, just corrupt police brutality. You know, just like I want this runs the gambit. It's about a Christian. It's a Christian superhero. So if you're a Christian and you want to support another Christian in the comic industry, that's what I am doing. The character wakes up. This is about his awakening to the fact that humanity, what's left of it, is corralled into these little compact cities, and there's like martial law. And what's left of humanity doesn't realize that they're surrounded by monsters that are in their government, in the police. Basically, they're being preyed upon while they fight amongst each other. So there's, you know, the underworld. There's monsters. They basically shapeshift. If you haven't looked into the shapeshifting phenomena, just type shapeshifting into YouTube, and and let the fun begin. Type in reptilians, shapeshifting, things like that, of that nature. Look up, just you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure this is very controversial stuff. Am I still on? Yes, I still am on. So I woke up the other day and realized that I wanted to bring Nutjob in the direction of just making him look like a complete, almost abstract. There's his helmet, the moon behind him. That's the opening page, emerging, Nutjob, emerging. Issue number 1, emerging. Then you see him perched up on top of this building right here. He doesn't even look human. This is a very small. I'm going to blow this up, do the detail, then shrink it back down. But I'm doing it in the format of basically a thumbnail, a book of thumbnails, basically, for the whole con. I'm just doing it in the format that you're going to hold it in your hand. So You know, then he's like contemplating things. You know, he wasn't born on another planet. He wasn't born on another planet. He wasn't caught in some scientific experiment. He wasn't bitten by a experimental bug. He didn't you know, he's not a god from another dimension. He's not you know, he doesn't have any genes that give him superpowers. And he's not super rich. He's not super wealthy entrepreneur. He's a poor, hardworking, he's a working class hero that gets political. He has an awakening. And it sparks curiosity. He starts investigating this firm that he's working with, like a contracting firm. And he finds out they're like trafficking people and killing people. And then he finds out it gets way deeper than that. I don't want to get into it, but they basically frame him. And it's getting to that. I get to that part now. But, you know, here he is. You know, he's up on the building. He doesn't even look human. He looks like some kind of like one-eyed robot thing. And his armor evolves like this because he has to mismatch it and piece it together. And he wants it to look kind of like junk because it's like urban industrial camouflage. So he blends in with like pipes and, you know, machinery and stuff like that. And here he's got like, you know, that's like a little camera lens with different spectrums. Here's like a shutter with like there's like a mechanism for cameras inside there. He's taking his helmet off, and then you see him here. He's like contemplating some things. He just finished the helmet, and he's like trying it on. Then he's like testing his armor before he goes out, and he looks down on this parking lot, and he just literally swan dives off, and then like flips in the air. You can see he's like upside down with his big, and he's got these like ankle. Look at these big ankle. Those ankles help him like jump high and land from high distances. There's like hydraulics and motorized joints in there and stuff. And then he lands like totally on point, as my friend Brian said in the last video there. And you can see him. You know, there's a suit basically. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. There's nothing out there like it. Then then I got him bird's eye view. He walks. There's like he's staying in this abandoned building right now because the police don't like him. He can't have an address he's fighting powerful people. He can't have an address and a social security card and collect food stamps and all that stuff. he's got to hide out all the time. He doesn't have to sit around and wait for anything to happen. You catch my drift? Like, he just goes outside, and if somebody sees him that's not a fan of his, it's over. The police are called, and there's helicopters and squad cars and everything. And so here he is. He comes in the window right here. He's got his helmet in his hand. You know, he comes into his like little room that he has set up with it. There's like a generator. You don't see it now, but I'll show it later. And a TV and a couch and a little camping lamp, little outdoor camping lamp. This is a pitcher pouring coffee. I already have that done. And then he's drinking the coffee black, and he's like, I got to go get some milk. So he goes out, and I got more done. Where is it? Is it right here? Yep. No, that's the old one. I gotta find it. It's gotta be it. Sorry, but I'm missing a whole page. Here we go. Here it is. So, all right. So here's this like whole, then you turn the page, like I said. And then here's this whole layout that I'm working on right here. I'm going to show you. So he's coming in the window, comes into his room. You know, he decides to basically venture out. So he's out walking around, and I'm just roughing this in. This is like a 1-point perspective street view, and he sees like a police SUV. So he goes inside and he looks, and oh, lo and behold, it's one of the police that framed him, that caused him to lose everything. And that cop is now talking to this young chick, and he knows this guy's corrupt, and he's worried. He's, you know, he doesn't know everything that he's involved in, but he knows the cop is corrupt. So then he grabs some milk with his gauntlet on. This is pretty crazy. Then he he approaches the line. I'm gonna have him holding the milk. I'm gonna have him holding the milk. I'll probably have him holding the milk in his hand, and then bang, right there, he just literally like hits this corrupt police officer right in the back of the head, and knocks him down on the ground. And then and then you turn the page, and it's this scene with him standing over the cop, and the judge and his wife, and him being hauled out, and his 2 kids crying. So he's like snapping, basically having a flashback. And that's what I've been working on for the past couple of days, basically, is getting these first. So here's the opening page right there. Then you open it up, and it's all of that. It's pretty cool. It's starting to come together like a real comic book. Then you turn the page. And it's all of that. This starting to look like a real comic book, right? Then you turn the next page, and it's a double page. It's a 2-page spread, basically. And that's what I got for now. I just wanted to kind of get that out there because I did a video earlier, and somehow it never went through and got published. So I had to do it again. And I'm going to put my Patreon below. If you're a Christian, if you're into flat Earth, if you're into like all these types of things that I mentioned about, if you want to see a cool comic book about a guy that fights against police brutality, the deep state. He also fights criminals in the underworld. He's surrounded. Basically, humanity's surrounded by danger, and they don't even know it. Basically, is what the whole and he tries to. If you try to tell people about it, they think you're a nut. Hence the name Nutjob. And he's also an engineer and a mechanic, and he has a team of people eventually that work with him. He hooks up with a scientist, like a doctor / scientist that takes care of him and helps him. They start trying to collect samples from these monsters and find weaknesses. And he also has a tech guy that helps him neutralize drones and security and all this stuff like that, so he can access places. They're kind of like the lone gunman in the X-Files. It's like a 3-man team. So Nutjob is kind of like a project. It becomes like a project, like Project Nutjob, basically. And it's a pretty interesting storyline. He's trying to fight his daughter. He gets framed. He gets his kids taken away, and his daughter here, this girl. This is such a crappy sketch. I hate showing it, but I don't care. This girl right here crying, she gets killed in foster care, and his son, he starts immediately trying to track his son down in foster care to get his son out of foster care, and he doesn't do it through legitimate means, if you know what I mean. And that's the story of Nutjob, and it's coming along. I'm going to put my Patreon link, or my PayPal link, down below. Let me do that now and save that. because so subscriptions, no, where is it? No, it's Video Manager. So Creator Studio, Video Manager. I'm trying to garner support for a really good comic book, people, for a worthy cause, and let me see, is this the one? Has my Patreon? Yeah, I'm gonna put this. This is my This is my Comicsgate comic book, and here's a link to my PayPal, which is from my another channel that I have. So it's not going to say Nutjob. It's not going to say Action Artist. It's going to say MGTOW Misfit. But just so you know, edit. Put this in the description. Here's a link to my PayPal. And you know, I need art supplies. I need money to publish this. You know, I'm trying to reach about $4,000 or $5,000. I want to do an Indiegogo, but I don't have. I gotta get some full color, like the full color illustrations done and some more pages inked, and like I gotta get it. I don't want to, you know, I want to let the readers know exactly what you're gonna get. I don't want you know what I mean. But for now, man, if you know, coffee, pens, paper. If I get sick and take a day off of work or something and end up drawing a little bit or whatever, you know, it'd be nice to find some support and some camaraderie amongst the Comicsgate people. You know, I'm talking about putting out a really hardcore comic book that will really piss off. This comic book will piss off SJWs and trigger SJWs way more than any other Comicsgate comic book out there, I guarantee you. You know, I hate to say it, but you know, all these other huge Indiegogos that are taking off right now, and you know what I mean? They are milquetoast compared to Nutjob. They are milquetoast compared to Nutjob. So just give me a holler. Help support my comic book if you could, please. I'm gonna write some stuff in the tags here. Christian, Christ, Flat Earth, shape-shifting, reptilians, comics, comic books, and number Comicsgate. I'm going to save that. All right. So thank you very much for watching. I just wanted to do a quick